you're in the Disenchantment, your Magic Eels book. Tell me a little bit about how that arose, because that's another big subject in this corner.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of your conversation partners, the idea of enchantment and re-enchantment. And this is also Jordan Peterson conversation here too. So yeah, Hunting Magic Eels is not a book about cryptozoology. That the title was picked. It's about unicorns and dragons and magical eels. So the subtitle is recovering an enchanted faith in a skeptical age. So it's taking its cue from Charles Taylor's big book, A Secular Age, about how we've moved from an enchanted to a disenchanted experience. But how that disenchantment has created a variety of social ills, as your conversation partners will describe, like this crisis of meaning, that a purely factual or empirical world is devoid of meaning. And so Jordan's work, Jason's work, right, are speaking into the re-enchantment of the world. Like we've pulled out the metaphysical props and we're just been left with consumer culture. And so young men are sitting on couches playing video games, and they're adrift. And so we need to give them metaphysical structures, or Peterson would describe systems of evaluation that create motivational structures for us to move us forward in life, right? We need dragons to slay. And so my book is a part of that conversation to say, how do we re-enchant? How do we bring transcendence, the sacred, back into view? I take the idea from another person writing about this, Andrew Root, who's written a lot about pastoring and ministry. Pastoring in a secular age. And he draws from the cognitive psychology work of Daniel Simon on attention blindness or observational blindness. It's that famous YouTube clip where people are asked to count the passes between two basketball teams. And they count the passes, and then they say, did you see the dancing gorilla? And 50% of participants do not see a guy coming out in a gorilla suit doing a dance and leaving. And so the way our attention brings things into view as we count the passes, but also blinds us to something very obvious in front of us. And so Root's point is that what we're experiencing in this secular age isn't disbelief, but attention blindness, that there are sacred things in front of us, but our habits of attention and perception have been so skewed by science and technology, where we kind of view the world almost mechanistically now as God evacuated. And if that's true, that's good news. It's good news, because if we're experiencing a crisis of belief, then I think we're stuck, because you can't believe in something that you think is false. Like willpower, choice can't get you over the abyss from belief to unbelief. You don't believe in Bigfoot, you can't make yourself believe it. But if Root's correct and what's going on is a perceptual or attentional issue, then you have levers to pull, because there's ways to practice attention to bring the sacred into view. Joseph Ratzinger has a great line from his book Introduction to Christianity called The Primacy of the Invisible. What is most and this is where I think Jordan Peterson's work in Maps of Meaning is really good, because Peterson says, listen, even if you don't believe in God, you act as if God is primary. Like you are operating with an unseen, invisible evaluation system, and that system is primary. And that's where I think Peterson's work is really helpful in the conversation about enchantment as well, not just about how to read scripture, but his putting value and evaluation at the heart of the psychological motivational system is a great way of, if you're talking about people who are skeptical about faith, it puts value back on their radar screen as the most important things of their life. And if they don't have values, then you're drifting, existentially speaking. So yeah, that's my book about enchantment and re-enchantment in a modern age.